Why do humans have attachments in the first place?
You see, attachments are not something that can be avoided. Haven't you noticed things have a habit of clinging on? When I'm eating the chocolate cake just now, I love chocolate cake and I like this kind of juicy chocolate cakes. And when I try and eat it, some of it sticks to my finger. This is the nature of reality. Through association, we develop attachment. So that attachment comes because of association. Have you noticed, suppose you mix with, this is a good question to ask for a youngster. If you, for example, mix in the wrong company, again, it's a good thing to put out on television. If you have the wrong company, mix with the wrong company, some of the attributes of that company will rub off on you. Even though you say, oh, I am pristine and pure, some of it will rub off on you. So if you, for example, you are dealing with mud, then some mud will stick on you, see. So attachment is the nature of reality. Things have a habit of linking up or clinging. That's the idea, I'm saying clinging. So if you attach yourself, so attachment is not something that is saying, oh, it's vilify. This is the nature of reality. Haven't you noticed if you walk in the mud, some mud will stick to your shoes? You can't, this is the nature of reality. So it's not only the physical level that you get this kind of clinging. At human level, we also develop this clinging. So how does it happen? You see, in our own, what happens, we are accustomed to say our own near and dear ones. Yeah, we love them because we are born with them, we see them day and night. And suddenly, if that loved one is taken away from us, we feel tremendous pangs of distress. Because the attachment that we have developed through constant association, the constant association creates certain attachment. And that we have to pay a price for when they are detached. Like a little dolly, suppose you're a little girl and you got a little dolly. You're attached to it. And then suddenly something happens and you lose your dolly when you're moving house, something. You feel distraught, you'll feel really distraught. Because what has happened is that attachment that has come through constant association is in a way going to you have to bear a price for that. So attachment is the nature of reality. So it's nothing extraordinary, it is simply the way this world is. Things kind of habit of clinging to each other or associating with each other and becoming fixated by this attachment. This is the nature of non-living things as well as human beings. It is inherent in the way this world is.
Why did God give humans such a superior brain to animals?
Straight away you can see, whenever you ask this kind of philosophic questions, if you think of God as a person, he's in trouble straight away. You can say, why do you make the poor animal suffer? And the amount of suffering you get in the animal kingdom is much more severe than in the human kingdom. You know that? Let me explain. Suppose you get a cut in your hand, you scream, and you say this is very painful. Suppose an animal, a cow, gets a cut. I am telling you, the pain that cow will feel be more than you and me. How can I be sure? Because the cow or that animal lives at the level of the senses. It's the five senses. So that's why the sense of smell, the sense of taste, the sense of feel is much more accentuated, much more severe than in human, because they operate at the level of the sense. We operate at the level of the mind and intellect, so our senses are less, perhaps, acute. That's why we can't smell like a dog or eat like a dog or drink like a, we can't feel the same way. So if you hurt a dog physically or animal, the animal will feel it much more intensely. I'm suggesting, and you can see why I'm right. But they live at the level of senses. They're accentuated, they're very sharp, more sensitive. So they'll be feeling a greater physical pain than we can do. So you say, why did God create? So as soon as you think God is a person saying he created animals, he created human beings, and poor animals, what did they do wrong that they have to suffer? The answer is, I don't know, you see. When you think God like a person, this issue will not be easily answered, because why should he create in this difference between one and the other? When you think in the terms of religion as a principle-oriented religion, then the answer is again, this is how the cookie crumbles. We go through this process of evolution, we can suddenly become a human being. Imagine that there was no evolution and suddenly there was earth created, planets, and suddenly human beings are pop, pop, like this, is like plants that are popping up. They won't happen. It just can't. They have to go through the process. In the process of evolution, you go through the animal kingdom where the physical side is accentuated, where the pain will be more. You can't blame a God. This is how the cookie crumbles. This is how the spirit manifests itself and goes to the animal kingdom where it is quite painful, and then hopefully evolves into the human kingdom where it can resolve the problem using its brain and intelligence and spiritual dimension. Very good question.